I had made it to Salt Lake City from Tucson, and my girlfriend flew out for a visit to help me explore the city and its surroundings. We had briefly explored downtown the evening prior, but now it was time to set out for what we really wanted to see, the mountains. The first hike we'd planned was a hike to Lake Blanche, which had come highly recommended. And so after we'd packed our backpacks and driven to Big Cottonwood Canyon, we set out for what would be an amazing hike. This is that story in photos. We parked our car in Big Cottonwood Canyon, which on the weekends gets fairly busy. So I think we ended up parking about a half a mile away from the trailhead, which wasn't that big of a deal, of course. We'd be hiking another 7 miles anyway. Soon we were at the trailhead and began our hike. This hike is a really good one because immediately from the trailhead, you start hiking up into the mountains and then make this slight right turn. And with that, you kind of lose sight and sound of everything behind you, the parking lot, the road. And so from the very beginning, you feel completely separated from the outside world. And that really continues throughout the rest of the hike. For the past few years, Cliff Bars have been a staple food of mine, and now was a chance to kind of explore the variety of their product line. This was my first time trying the Cliff Blocks, and they were good. Even from a pretty short distance into the hike, you can see these twin peaks up in the distance ahead, and that kind of marks the destination for this hike. And so for the entirety of the hike, you kind of look at these peaks up in the distance, enticing you on. The relatively straight uphill path of this hike is only broken by one small series of switchbacks, if my memory serves. You'll know you hit them when you come across these really large rocks that had apparently rolled down the hill at some point in the past. When you reach these rocks, you hike up for them a little bit and then turn back around. Once you're past these rocks, you're at a spot where you see this kind of otherworldly, rounded shelf of rock. And not being in any rush, we stopped here for a while to admire the views and look back over the path we had come. And then we started the final push to the top. And although the entire hike is of course beautiful, it's on this final push that the environment gets truly staggering. I'd never seen these kind of rocky features. It's some kind of perfect arrangement of these geological features that funnels you forward and creates this sense of anticipation. And after a few minutes of hiking over these rocky features, we made it to Lake Blanche. After a while of just looking at the staggering views, we decided to test our second Cliff product of the day. We tried the mocha-flavored Cliff Energy Gels. I remember saying, "This kind of tastes like tar." And then, after a little bit of rest, we got off the rock that was our seat and explored the rest of the scenery around this mountaintop lake. Everywhere you looked was this new, unique vista that you just had to stop and take in. And after a while of attempting to wrap our minds around the beauty that surrounded us, we knew that we had a long hike back down the mountain. And so we took our last looks and headed down.